Hey, guess what?
It's Christmas!
With your hosts, Bryce and Dylan.
Hello and Merry Christmas from the Making Kayfabe podcast, the show that reimagines the history of professional wrestling and shines some light on some major missed opportunities. And welcome to our first ever Christmas bonus booking. This one's for you guys, basically. 2021 has been a successful year for Making Kayfabe. We've experienced ridiculous growth as a podcast, and it's literally all thanks to you folks for hitting that download button on all the fantasy bookings we put out. Whether you've listened to one episode or over 60, this is us saying thank you for being part of our community and supporting the show. And to express our thanks, we're going to be rebooking a character that often places in the top 10 weirdest gimmicks or top 10 worst gimmicks lists, and that is WWF's Xanta Klaus. My name is Bryce, Dylan's here too. Merry Christmas, Dylan. How are you?
Happy Christmas, Bryce. What did you get me?
That's what surely you got to open the present to find out.
Yeah.
You don't just get the present and say, what is it? You got to open it up.
Okay. I'll open it up right now.
Okay. That's fucking great improv.
Oh wow, Bryce, thanks. It's some anthrax right directly in my face. Thank you, Bryce.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Bryce.
It's what you've always wanted, right? I know you too well.
It's delicious.
You didn't get me anything, so.
That's not true. I got you a signed photograph of your favorite wrestler, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Yay!
It's not signed by him, though.
It's signed by you. It's just a photo you printed out, right?
Yep. I didn't say who it was signed by. It is signed.
Are you excited for Making Kayfabe's first ever festive rebooking?
I am indeed. I'm very, very excited. I know about this gimmick the same way that you described it. It's always on one of those like
the top 10s, yeah.
Yeah. Could you believe this shitty gimmick kind of thing? And I'm like, oh wow, evil Xanta Klaus goes hand in hand with evil dentist, doesn't it? It's very
exactly. It actually does, but we'll come to that in a bit.
We will come to that, yes.
But...
So it's very WWE in the mid-90s.
Yeah, it's very just second job kind of thing. Everyone's got a job gimmick, right? It's someone's Santa, someone's a dentist. Keith Lee's a fucking doctor,
Yes.
all the rest, So
yes, I'm very familiar with that. So I'm very excited to hear that in the spirit of, because that was always a kind of a fun kind of time in the WWE. It wasn't as serious as the Attitude Era, so it was a fun joke.
It was a laugh.
Time. Yeah, it was a bit of a
laugh.
laugh, and so. I imagine today's rebooking is going to be, a little bit of fun for everybody on Christmas. So I'm very excited with this.
That's it. This is our present to you guys. And there's no, so this is obviously a surprise episode. So there's no fan comments today. So, let's just, should we just ride right through to our catch up on all things Xanta Klaus?
Let's do it.
So, Xanta Klaus, a very infamous gimmick in WWF history, which was also very short-lived, just like the real Santa, who only works one day a year. And the character was portrayed by a fella called Jonathan Reckner, who went on to play a much more famous character in ECW called...
Balls Mahoney.
Balls Mahoney, you're goddamn right.
Boo Bradley. Was he Boo Bradley?
He was Boo Bradley, yeah, right. Yeah, I found this out as well when I was doing my research.
Yes.
But yeah, Balls Mahoney, he appeared in both the classic version of ECW and the WWE version, and yeah, it was pretty much pretty damn over, but very much like a fan favourite all the time, which I guess can't really be said for the Xanta Klaus gimmick. But Xanta Klaus, right? So Xanta Klaus was a gimmick that was dreamed up by, get this, the two Vinces, McMahon and Russo, in the fall of the year 1995, and according to Balls Mahoney, Vince McMahon had always wanted to do this character for a long time, which in my opinion means that this is clearly the reason that Vince McMahon followed in his father's footsteps. He just had to book a gimmick based on Santa Claus, right? Book a Santa Claus gimmick and get a golden egg.
Yeah, and you know what? Mission accomplished.
He's done it. He achieved his goal in 2021, so yeah, well done, Vince.
Let me tell you this. Whenever you were like, can you believe that the evil Santa Claus was the brainchild of both the crazy Vinces in professional wrestling? Everybody was like, yep, that's about right.
Yep, pretty much on the money there, right?
Correct.
Anyway, so Xanta Klaus made his first appearance on the December 17th, 1995 at In Your House Seasons Beatings, which, by the way, incredible fucking name. Not even taking the piss. I love that.
Uh-huh.
Seasons Beatings. That's fantastic, isn't it?
They're really firing on all cylinders over there at that time, weren't
Really
they?
firing on cylinders. Great play on words. But yeah, during the show, Savio Vega comes out with the actual Santa Claus. You know, the real Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
And starts giving out like hats and t-shirts and jackets and basically like all kinds of merchandise to the fans at ringside. And then Ted DiBiase's music hits and he gets in the ring and asks Savio and Santa to join him in the ring, and he talks all about how ridiculous it is that kids around the world believe in Santa and does a big promo about it. But then he says, well, if you believe in Santa Claus, believe this. And then, in the biggest twist since Scrooge turning babyface, Santa Claus attacks Savio Vega with his sack. Yes,
Oh, God.
his empty present sack. Santa and Ted DiBiase start stomping away on Savio Vega as the crowd boo, and then DiBiase says, everyone's got a price for the $1 Million Man, even Santa Claus himself. As Vince McMahon screams in the background, no, say it ain't so. Fucking surreal, mate.
Yeah.
It's totally surreal watching this. And the segment doesn't end there either, because like as Santa and DiBiase are walking back up the ramp, Savio Vega's not done yet. He comes back for more, and Santa's beard falls down, revealing Balls Mahoney underneath with a kind of a buzz cut, dark hair, 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing. And now Vince McMahon says, I knew it wasn't the real Santa Claus. Anyway, Santa and DiBiase kick Savio's ass again, and now the segment ends. And we roll on to the 19th of December 1995 edition of Monday Night Raw, where Xanta makes his official in-ring debut, which is also his final match, facing a jobber named Scott Taylor, a.k.a.
I don't know who that is.
Scotty Too
I'm
Hotty.
only joking. It's Scotty Too Hotty.
You got me there. You had me going there for a second.
Yeah. He also is no longer with the WWE.
That's true. He left, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't fired though. They liked him, and they're like, and he's like, I'm still gonna leave. And like, oh man, but we fired all those other guys just for you.
Yeah, he wormed his way out of it somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. There's those jokes.
I saw he put like a cryptic tweet as well on a little while back saying he's got like a list that he wants to do. He wants to wrestle in the UK and Australia and be on TV and stuff like that. So that'd be cool. Seeing a kind of like Scotty Too Hotty come back.
Did you see him hanging out with TNA original Rikishi?
No, I did not. No.
So maybe we're gonna see another reunion of Too Cool.
Oh, nice. That'd be good.
Pretty,
Yeah.
if they came to the UK, I'm like, that'd be pretty sweet. Actually, I'd go see that.
Yeah. I thought they hated each other.
Well, no, you're thinking of two other people.
Well, no, because like Rikishi's Hall of Fame speech, he didn't mention Too Cool at all. Like didn't mention Scotty Too Hotty or Grandmaster Sexy. He just totally kind of ignored it basically, and that's apparently that pissed Scotty off. And to be honest, it would, because Too Cool were like a major part of why Rikishi made it big in the WWF. But I mean,
they put him on the map, man.
They put him on the map, exactly.
It was Too Cool, and it was Rikishi putting his ass in people's face.
That's it, and then running over Stone Cold for The Rock. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's another episode anyway. So he faced Scotty Too Hotty in not a main event of Raw, but I mean on Raw. And he's dressed in black and red because black is evil, of course. And during the match, we get treated to a little picture-in-picture segment of Ted DiBiase cutting a promo where he refers to this man as Santa Claus, the newest member of his $1 Million corporation, and he's announced as hailing from the South Pole too, and we learn that he's actually Santa's evil brother, which I love because it's just so horrendously gimmicky. And like Santa Claus won this match with a camel clutch, very Christmassy, which technically makes him undefeated in the WWF. So at least there's that. And that's the catch up. Yeah.
It's a long one today.
That's it. I mean, he appeared twice. It's quite a short catch up, baby. He was in the WWF for 2 fucking days, and as far as I can tell, Santa Claus was never mentioned again on WWF television after his victory over Scotty Too Hotty. And a little known fact, which I found out during my research, he did make one more wrestling appearance in 2012 for an event called FTW Summer of Sin, where he faced Aldo Montoya, aka Just Incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Like,
he's fighting all the legends.
all the legends, exactly. All the kind of mid-90s legends. But
Jesus Christ.
but yeah, as far as WWF goes, he was gone. Xanta got the sack pretty quick. Am I right?
There we go.
But yeah.
That's the thing about like a Xanta Klaus based gimmick, is that it's got a bit of a shelf life, right? In December, he's all over the show. Easy. That's perfect. But then like that kind of gimmick doesn't really play in like, June.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and
And I reckon, and you know what the WWE are like with their short attention span. By the time the next year rolled around, they probably just forgot about it.
That's it exactly. It's a very short shelf life, or elf life, you might say. But I mean,
you've
got all the Christmas puns today, dude.
Puns.
Like, just
what
fucking, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Like Christmas is time for some wonderful puns.
Well, yeah, because you open your crackers, your Christmas cracker, and then you got all the shitty puns and jokes, right?
Oh, they're not shitty. These are great jokes.
Oh, they're great, but they're shitty. They're shitty in a great way.
Okay, well, let's go with that. Yeah,
let's go with that. But yeah, so in real life, right? Get this. So Balls Mahoney, he apparently got super drunk backstage. But
I can believe it.
Yeah, pretty much. But how this all turned out? So Vince Russo told on him, basically, grassed him up to management, because Vince Russo was like, he's a snitch, and like I think he was like the magazine at the time, and he was doing a little bit of booking, but he kind of grassed him up to management. So Xanta Klaus, he hears about this, right? He calls up the WWF office, demands to speak with Vince Russo, somehow gets through to Vince McMahon, and then starts cussing out to Vince McMahon, his boss, which apparently is what led him to earning the nickname Balls. So
because he
also
balls,
also got him fired. So
yeah, but come on, man, that's bullshit on Russo's part. You know what they say?
Yeah,
snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches, and instead he got a very high-paying booking position. But hey, what can you do?
And then he went on to ruin WCW and TNA.
Yeah, that's it, pretty much. Classic Russo, what's he like? But
it's classic Russo, yeah.
At least it led to the creation of Booker T. Russo, right? So, we got something out of that. But yeah, he got fired, and that makes me sad. So, not only does it make me sad, but it also makes me wonder, what if Xanta Klaus lasted longer than 2 days in the WWF? What if he was a regular character for a little bit longer? Maybe 3 days, maybe 4 days. So let's just go ahead and see what we can come up with here as I fantasy book Xanta Klaus. Merry Christmas, everyone. Alright, so as we know, Xanta Klaus only made 2 appearances in the WWF, wrestling a grand total of 1 match, so obviously we're picking up the rebooking from there. I didn't have too many eras to choose from this time around. So Xanta attacked Savio Vega at Seasons Beatings, so of course, that's the obvious feud to slot him into right off the bat. Once again, by the way, Seasons Beatings, A+ pay-per-view name. But yeah, to be honest, we're not going to be taking this particular feud too far because I've got other plans for Xanta Klaus. So first off, we're on the 19th of December, 1995 Raw, and it's the match we spoke about earlier, Xanta Klaus versus Scott Taylor. And I don't know where else I was going to fit this into the rebooking, so I'm going to say it now, but Xanta Klaus beats Scott Taylor, not with the camel clutch, because if you're steering into a fucking Santa gimmick, you don't just give him a finisher that makes no sense in the world. You've got to at least try to give him a finisher that kind of matches the character, right? So straight up, he doesn't finish with the camel clutch. He finishes with the atomic drop. Because like with that move, you're sitting on Santa's lap, right?
That's pretty good.
There you go. So we'll call it Xanta's Atomic Workshop or something, right? So yeah. Did that get better or worse?
Let's keep going.
I'm glad I got that out of the way because that's one wrong I wanted to write ASAP. There was no time to waste. So he's a finisher's the atomic drop because Santa. So that makes sense. Anyway. Post-match, Ted DiBiase gets into the ring and tells everyone how awesome his evil Santa is. And he drops a few facts about Xanta Klaus, like how after Santa delivers presents to nice kids, Xanta comes in and swaps the presents with Cole. DiBiase also talks about how Xanta Klaus employs massive Christmas creatures to help him in the South Pole. rather than Santa's mini elves, and how instead of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, it has Billy the Blue-Nosed Buffalo. So, but then appearing at the top of the ramp is a forklift, and it slowly drives down the ramp, being extra careful to not run over any of the camera crew. But it's not the forklift that people are focusing on. It's a gigantic wrapped present that the forklift seems to be carrying. Like, it's a big green present, like wrapped in a bow and everything. And anyway, the forklift reaches the ring, and the ring crew literally have to remove the ropes to get it in the ring. But it's cool. It's 1995 Monday Night Raw. We've got the time. So the present is now in the ring, and DiBiase and Claus are all like, WTF, mate. DiBiase walks up to the present with a microphone and has a look at the giant label on the present, which says, "To Ted DiBiase, Merry Christmas from the $1 Million Corporation." Oh, it's for me. It's from my boys.
I was really hoping it would be from the Iron Sheik.
From the Iron Sheik. Fuck the Ted DiBiase. That joke's only funny for me and you.
But he remember he did the camel clutch. You were saying?
Did I actually say that?
Didn't you say that?
Oh, of course. No,
he used to do the camel clutch, and
That's
then
right.
he's managed by Ted DiBiase. It's a conspiracy. It's all making sense.
It's all leading up to an Iron Sheik versus Xanta Klaus match. Let me tell you, not really, but yeah, $1 Million Corporation obviously was Ted DiBiase's faction in 1995. Around this time, it had Tatanka, Psycho Sid, and the 1-2-3 Kid in its ranks, but we're not going to see any of them because as Ted DiBiase is reading the nice label on the parcel, a fist bursts through the present and punches him right in the eye. And then two hands grip the side of the hole that's been made, and, out comes Savio fucking Vega with a kendo stick painted like a candy cane. And as DiBiase sells his eye, Savio Vega wails on Xanta Klaus with the minty red and white stick, sending the evil Saint Nick, or should I say Saint Dick, tumbling out of the ring. And then he hits Ted DiBiase with his finisher, the Caribbean kick, which causes both DiBiase and Xanta to retreat back up the ramp. Savio Vega glares Xanta in the eyes and challenges him to a match next week on the 25th of December edition of Monday Night Raw. So that's right. That's Christmas, you're right. You deduced that well. Savio is going to be fighting Xanta on Christmas Day. And is there a bigger match in the history of wrestling? No. Savio Vega versus Balls Mahoney is a main event in any country, let me tell you. So
they had to go to work on Christmas Day.
That's the only day Xanta works.
That's true. But I'm like, what about the rest of Raw? Motherfuckers.
Fuck him. Yeah.
I won't do it. There's too many people.
I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot to get around, but yeah.
So, some of them are dead.
So yeah, most of them, to be fair. From that era.
Oh God, we shouldn't laugh, but anyway.
I mean, yeah, it's not really a funny thing, but yeah, still. It's Christmas. But anyway, so 25th of December, Raw rolls around, and we learned that there's a special stipulation added to the Savio Vega versus Xanta Klaus match. It's going to be a Miracle on 34th Street fight. A classic pun that's been used many times in WWE since, but since this is 1995, I can totally claim that this is an original concept because it hasn't happened yet, right? So, regardless, Savio Vega and Xanta Klaus fight, and there's a lot of Christmas-themed weaponry. Xanta might throw a lump of coal in Savio's eyes, blinding him. Maybe Savio will bring out his famous candy cane kendo stick and whack Xanta with it. There'll be another giant present, this time like full of weapons. Maybe instead of thumbtacks, there's M&Ms. I don't know, man. Like, you could do a lot with this match. However, in the end, Savio Vega hits evil Xanta with the Caribbean kick, pinning him to the mat, 1-2-3, to the absolute disgust of Ted DiBiase. Segment ends there, and everyone goes on to have a very happy Christmas. And that finishes off the Savio Vega feud. So everyone loves Savio Vega, but we don't need him in the story for anything else other than being the catalyst for setting something else up, which I'll go into right now. So next week, it's the 1st of January edition of Monday Night Raw, and honestly, Xanta Klaus, he looks a little worse for wear. He's still got the wounds from last week, first off, but also his eyes look tired, his posture's a lot worse, it's almost like he's slowly breaking down, and he's meeting with Ted DiBiase backstage, and he straight up tells Ted DiBiase that, seriously, he's got to go. In fact, he must go, because Xanta Klaus hasn't been this far away from the South Pole for this stretch of time. I mean, Christmas was a whole 7 days ago. He's not meant to be here. You know how in Rick and Morty you've got the Mr. Meeseeks who can't stay alive for too long because it literally becomes painful to them.
Yes.
Existence is pain to Meeseeks. So yeah, kind of like that, but in an evil Santa Claus kind of way. So
Uh-huh. That makes sense.
Santa's yeah, it makes sense exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to explain it. So Santa says to Ted DiBiase, thanks for all the fun, and I'll see you next Christmas. But Ted DiBiase, he's having none of this, not 1 ounce of it. He disagrees and he says to Santa, I paid good money to buy you out, Santa. You aren't going anywhere until the $1 million man says so. And Santa's all like, but seriously, I really need to go. Which prompts DiBiase to bring in Psycho Sid, Tatanka, and the 123 Kid as they beat up Xanta Klaus. They kick the shit out of him in the locker room, and Santa fights valiantly, but it's no use. He's overpowered by the huge men and X-Pac. And we cut away we cut away to watch some of 1995 Raw's finest, and then later in the show, we see that Ted DiBiase has Santa Claus in a cage backstage. Backstage in a cage. And Santa Claus is literally behind bars, and Ted DiBiase is keeping him hostage. Being under my employment isn't optional, Santa. You took my money, you signed my contract, you're mine. And then he does his evil laugh, because he's evil, Ted DiBiase. So
He is evil.
he's evil, man. Yeah, he's a $1 million
Very
man.
Yeah.
Everyone has a price. Yeah.
Anybody who has $1 million is evil.
Mm.
The
That's
fact.
how it works. Except Tony Khan.
Hmm.
And Billy Corgan, who we're trying to get.
Oh yes, Billy Corgan, you're
Corgan.
right.
Yeah,
Don't we?
he's not evil. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
well, Billy Corgan, if you give some of your millions to us,
Oh, exactly. You'll be a very nice man.
yes, then you'll have less millions, and therefore less evil.
That's it. So, over the next couple of weeks, we see segments of Santa Claus in his cage being fed milk and cookies by Ted DiBiase so that he doesn't starve to death. And now we're trying to garner sympathy for an evil Santa Claus. Crazy, right? But, we ain't done yet. So, on January 21st, Ted DiBiase forces Santa Claus to compete at the 1996 Royal Rumble. He promises Santa that if he wins the Rumble and goes on to win the WWF Championship at WrestleMania, Ted DiBiase will accept his championship as a trade for Santa Claus being released from his employ. So fair trade. He can get released from the cage, he can go to the South Pole, everything's all good. So Santa Claus enters the Rumble, and there are times where he actually works together with Savio Vega, but in the end, he doesn't win the Rumble. I mean, we'll give him a good run of 10 minutes or so inside the ring, give him some fun spots, but towards the end of the Rumble, he gets eliminated by, I'll just choose someone at random here, King Mabel. And anyway, so as soon as Santa's eliminated, he's picked up by the $1 Million Corporation and dragged to the back. And we're now in late January. It's the 22nd of January Raw, and Santa Claus is looking very worse for wear now. Like, there's patches in his hair, there's chunks of his beard missing, his eyes are dark and lifeless, and yeah, he's being kept hostage, basically. So, and that night, Ted DiBiase is cutting a promo about the Royal Rumble and how none of his guys won it, when suddenly he's interrupted by a very, very large character. And the character is something like 7 foot tall. He wears a dark green jumpsuit with red and white arms and legs, sort of like a candy cane, or sort of like Savio Vega's candlestick. And he wears a mask, and also he's covered in tinsel, and he's looking menacing AF. And upon seeing him, Jerry Lawler, one half of tonight's commentary team, shouts, "That's the Christmas creature. He wrestles for the USWA."
Oh my god.
Now, the Christmas creature, for those who don't know, was a gimmick played all the way back in 1992 by a man called Glenn Jacobs, more popularly known as Mayor Glenn Jacobs, but also as Kane. And he literally had 2 matches against Jerry Lawler in the USWA in Memphis, which, to be fair, is twice as many matches as Santa Claus had. And honestly, man, he looked fucking ridiculous, but I love it so much. Like, I genuinely love it so much. Like, he was called the Christmas creature, and boy, did he lean into that gimmick. I mean, like, listeners, like, go and Google Christmas creature. It's the first thing that comes up. Just Google Christmas creature, and you'll see exactly what I mean. He looks great. Anyway, the Christmas creature towers over Ted DiBiase in the ring, and in a very low, very deep, very growly voice, the Christmas creature tells Ted DiBiase in broken mute English that the South Pole needs Santa Claus back to commence work on ruining Christmas 1996. And Ted DiBiase rejects, so the Christmas creature grabs him by the neck, which prompts Psycho Sid to run down the ring and confront him. And the two damn near 7-footers stand face to face in the ring, and of course they come to blows. They're firing rights and lefts at each other, and it's looking like the Christmas creature's getting the upper hand, but oh no! Ted DiBiase chop blocks his knee, taking the big man down. DiBiase and Sid, they beat up the Christmas creature, leaving him for dead in the ring. Santa Claus's chance for freedom has failed. He's still a hostage, and now one of his creatures got beat up too, so things are not going great for evil Santa. And next week on January 29th, there's a plea from Xanta Klaus for somebody to help him. You know, he's there behind bars claiming that he's been fed nothing but milk and cookies for weeks, and it's driving him insane. He needs help. He needs to be freed. He needs to return to the South Pole, otherwise he'll fade away. But before he ends his promo, he looks the camera directly in the eye and said, "Creature, you know what to do." And Ted DiBiase is all like, "What the hell was that?" and shuts the camera off, ending any hope of Santa Claus relaying any more messages to his apparent creature. And next week, Monday Night Raw, February 5th, we see Ted DiBiase still holding Santa Claus in his cage, but Santa Claus seems strangely confident. And Ted DiBiase is trying to get a rise out of him, trying to wind him up, trying to piss him off, but Santa Claus isn't letting him. However much Ted DiBiase pokes the bear, Santa just stares straight ahead with a smirk on his face, and he knows something that Ted DiBiase doesn't, and that's pissing the $1 million man off. And as a retort to this, Ted DiBiase withholds the milk and cookies for a while. If Santa's up to something, the prick will just have to starve, right? And then we're on the February 12th edition of Monday Night Raw, the night where shit goes down. Because on this episode of Raw, the show is going to open with a familiar figure in the ring. It's the Christmas creature. And he's just standing there menacingly, looking up the entrance ramp, completely still, freaky, kind of like a statue, just waiting. And of course, we all know what he's waiting for, and he's going to get it. So the entrance music of Ted DiBiase hits, and out he walks with his $1 million corporation. And they're laughing all the way down to the ring too. I mean, is this what Santa Claus had up his sleeve last week? The freaking Christmas creature? Psycho Sid has already dispatched this Grinch wannabe previously, so I guess he's just going to have to do it again. Ted DiBiase leads his faction into the ring, and they all circle around the Christmas creature, who doesn't move an inch. Maybe he's just trying to show that he's not scared of the $1 million corporation. He refuses to even look them in the eye. And anyway, their entrance music fades, and DiBiase is asking the creature what his plan is here. Is he fixing for another ass kicking? Because that's what he's going to get. But the creature still doesn't move. He still doesn't acknowledge DiBiase or his crew. DiBiase keeps talking, but the creature keeps ignoring. Psycho Sid gets so pissed off that this idiot is ignoring his boss, so he pushes the Christmas creature's shoulder, and the Christmas creature falls to the mat like a statue. Uh-oh. A video plays in the entrance ramp. It's the luscious, pristine dressing room with the $1 million corporation. We pan over to the cage and we see Santa Claus, but we see him outside the cage, and the Christmas creature is standing next to him. They look down at the camera and smile. The $1 million corporation have been had. And they don't have much time to react though, because almost immediately after the pre-recorded video ends, Santa Claus and the Christmas creature are in the ring, armed with candy cane kendo sticks. They smack the $1 million corporation around and clear the ring with their minty sticks as the crowd go wild. Santa Claus gets on the mic and he says, "Thanks to Savio Vega for lending us this equipment tonight. DiBiase, you kept me in a cage for weeks. I should be back at the South Pole now, but you know what? I've had to endure waiting so long. Watch one more week, right? I've got one good week left in me because I want to kick your ass so bad, DiBiase. At In Your House, Rage in the Cage, I'm putting you on the naughty list. It'll be you, your caveman Psycho Sid, versus me and my Christmas creature. See you on Sunday, Teddy." And there we have it. Big tag match at In Your House 6, which happens to be on February 18th, which is also my birthday. So, it's Ted DiBiase and Psycho Sid versus Santa Claus and the Christmas creature, and boy, won't that be an excellent match. But in the end, we're going to have Santa Claus hitting Ted DiBiase with his patented atomic drop to get the 1-2-3. And after the match, Santa Claus is going to cut a promo to the live fans. And he's going to say, Boy, that sure did feel good. That really scratched the itch, if you know what I mean. And now, I guess I'm done here. But, I thought I was truly evil. One of the most evil creatures on the planet. But then I met Ted DiBiase, and I mean, holy hell. That miscreant has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. And honestly, being in his captive made me feel really, really unclean. So, I'm going to change my ways. I've made peace with Savio Vega, and I feel like I'm on my way to making peace with you guys too. So thank you to the fans who supported me despite having every reason not to. You have my love forever. I appreciate every last one of you. I'm going now, but you can bet your ass that I'll see you next Christmas. And then he and the Christmas creature ride off into the night on Billy the Blue-Nosed Buffalo, presumably. They return to the South Pole and live happily ever after. Now that Xanta Klaus is no longer Santa Claus's evil brother, he's just his brother. And hey, maybe every December, Xanta Klaus will come out and have a brief run. Get into a brief story with somebody, have some fun matches, and just generally be a bit of much needed comic relief in wrestling. So that is the story of Xanta Klaus.
Well, you put an awful lot of thought into the evil Santa Claus gimmick. More thought.
I really did.
More thought than I wager everybody listening to this show.
Everybody ever, to be honest, probably.
Exactly. But once again, because we're incredible at what we do, you've delivered a pretty good story. It all makes sense. Your story beats are, Ted DiBiase comes out and is a jerk, but then he gets his comeuppance, right?
Yeah. Classic.
It all makes sense. You find a good use for Savio Vega. That's a plus. Everybody likes Savio Vega. And you got the Christmas creature in there. You're really hitting like every single. But then also like the fact, I did like the idea of him like, I have to get back to the North Pole, otherwise I get sick or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
South Pole.
Well, he's evil. Wait, where's Santa?
That's it, because Santa's at North Pole,
North
and
Pole.
Santa is evil, so he's South Pole, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
He's the opposite of Santa. Yeah.
Yes. Well, he got so sick he forgot where he was from. That's what.
Yeah,
that was.
that's it. Yeah, something like that.
He was very sick.
Yeah.
But I like that kind of angle, and then of course it puts over how evil Ted DiBiase is by holding him literally holding him captive.
In a cage, yeah.
In a cage, yeah. Because WWE's got a shit ton of shark cages knocking about, so
But this is a Christmas cage.
Christmas cage, which is a shark cage with like a piece of holly on it.
And so I don't know, yeah.
It's the same, but it's painted green. So I think everybody was like, "How's Bryce gonna do this?" And once again, you delivered an excellent storyline about somebody that nobody thought you were gonna be able to do it about, and you did it. And
well, you know what, dude? Like, fucking, you know me. I love a blank slate. Xanta Klaus is basically the ultimate blank slate. So it's you can just be creative with it and just like come up with all these cool things where you don't have to actually rely on history that much because he wasn't doing much. It's kind of like the ECW Zombie, like he had one match and it's like, there's a blank slate there. You can just have fun with it, and like that's what I like doing. So that's kind of why why I chose Xanta Klaus, and just it's why I fucking had a lot of fun writing this as well. This is all came together really quickly, and it was a bloody good time writing it. Yeah,
you nailed it. And it was a lot of good fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what it was. It was just some good old Christmas fun. So
that's it.
There you go. Happy Christmas.
Oh, in the spirit of Christmas. Yeah, happy Christmas, man. Happy Christmas to you.
Happy Christmas to Balls Mahoney and his family. Although
that's it. Oh wait, yeah, but oops. Yeah, his family anyway. So
the sentiments there. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah. That was Xanta Klaus, but I mean, now it's time to do something else here because
no, I don't think so. I think it's it's going to Christmas. Oh, it's Christmas, and that's the end of the show. Happy Christmas, everybody. Good night.
It's time for a special edition of Kayfabe Tombola, which I have cleverly called Christmas Tombola.
Oh my God! What the heck? I didn't expect this. Oh boy! Oh, it's Christmas Day. I'm gonna go downstairs and unwrap all of my presents that are underneath the Christmas tree. Let me just unwrap the presents. Oh my God! What's this? I got the greatest gift of all, love. But beside that, I got the second greatest gift of all, a subscription to the Making Kayfabe podcast on Patreon. This is amazing. But if only somebody could explain some of the unique and wonderful perks to me as I'm enjoying the warmth and wonderfulness of this subscription-based gift.
Well, Dylan, I'm so glad you said that because we've got the Making Kayfabe Patreon page live right now, which has so many bookings on there, none of which are festive, but I mean some great rebookings on there involving ones on, I don't know, head cheese, or, or let me hit you with this.
Head cheese is festive because you eat cheese on Christmas, and everybody at Christmas has heads.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Everyone has heads. I mean, you've got that. You've got Yoshihiro Tajiri in there. You've got Walter in there. You've got Brock Lesnar in there. You've got who else? You've got Luna Vachon in there, which is a really great rebooking. It's very underrated, and it's Christmas time, folks. And if you want to treat yourself to a few more Making Kayfabe rebookings for a very, very low price of £5 or $7, then you know what? Patreon.com/Making Kayfabe. Tell Santa to put it on his list, and he can get that for you. Maybe, I don't know. Don't know how it all works with Patreon. I don't know if Santa has the internet, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, go to patreon.com/Making Kayfabe to check us out and support us in what we do, basically.
Yeah, it's the season of giving. So if you guys feel like giving a little bit and being very festive and seasonal, feel free to check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/Making Kayfabe. It's amazing. Like Bryce said, we've got plenty of rebookings. This is the greatest gift I've ever gotten, except for my N64. But this, I guess, is second best. Oh, also the love. The love.
I was going to say the love. Yeah, that's the greatest gift ever. And now it's like third place. What happened there?
I got Pokemon one year. So, like, Pokemon and then the N64. And then maybe love.
Pokemon, like, Stadium Arcade? Or are you talking
like... No, the first... Okay, well, I got Blue one year. So that's number one. And then one year I got Crystal. So that's...
Nice.
I think... Crystal was really good, so that's like joint number one.
Yeah.
And then the N64 is 2, and then Love, I guess, is
the Patreon,
3.
folks.
And then the Patreon page.
And then the Patreon page.
But it's really good. You should check it out, everybody. Patreon.com/Making Kayfabe. It's the greatest gift of all time, except for Pokemon.
And love.
Of the N64.
etc.
But if you can't have those things, and you have access to the internet, check out our Patreon page. You're going to love it. Happy Christmas.
Patreon.com/Making Kayfabe, folks. Happy Christmas. But hey, it's time for Christmas Tombola. And if you've not listened to Making Kayfabe before, what a weird fucking episode starter on, let me tell you that for starters. But
I'm going to look at this in the Xanta Klaus one.
Straight into Xanta Klaus, yeah.
Kurt Angle, get the fuck out of here. CM Punk, I don't want any of this shit. Xanta Klaus, sign me up.
That's where I'm at, yeah. But anyway, just in case that has happened, here are the rules. So, in front of me, I have 4 festive-based wrestlers and 4 festive-based scenarios, numbered 1 to 4 in letter A to D. And Dylan here will give me a random number letter selection, which is also festive, and you have 60 seconds or more to book whatever scenario he has picked. And Dylan, you'll be delighted to know that I have dreamed up these tombolas myself this week because this is a surprise episode. So I think you're going to have a lot of fun here. I worked really hard on these, so let's. Our listeners have their festivities to get on with. They've got to open their love presents, their Patreon presents, their their Pokemon presents. So without further ado, Dylan, give me your most festive number and letter combination.
I'm going to give you the most festive number combination of all. 1D.
1D. Okay, nice one. So you're gonna like what you got here. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna enjoy this.
Did I get Pokemon again?
Oh. Definitely not. But do you want to know who you could have had?
Yeah.
So you could have had the Christmas Spirit Squad.
Okay.
You didn't get them.
Oh no.
You didn't get them. You could have got Keith Jubilee.
Oh, okay, because I was like, Jubilee, like the X-Man?
Jubilee. No, yeah, like the fucking X-Man, exactly that.
Yeah.
Jubilee.
She shoots fireworks out of her fingers.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay.
You didn't get him.
What a shame.
You could have got, and I'm gutted you didn't get, you could have got Braun Snowman.
Oh, we brought another one back. Put that on the counter. That's another Braun Strowman pun.
That's it. Not to be confused with the abominable Strowman, of course. He's Braun Snowman. He's an actual snowman. He's dressed in white and like he's got the snowman outfit. Yeah, exactly.
Very different.
Very different. But do you know who you did get?
Braun Strowman again.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Okay.
Dylan, you got Samoa Mistletoe.
Okay.
Because mistletoe?
I get it.
You get it? Yeah. And worked hard on these jokes, goddammit.
He didn't work that hard.
Do you want to know the situations you could have had?
Okay.
Because it gets better.
Okay, yeah, let's hear.
So you could have had Samoa Mistletoe misunderstands the rules of a snowball fight and starts hurling jaggy rocks at his fellow superstars.
That's how you do it.
You didn't get that.
That's how you have a snowball fight.
That's how you do it.
You put the rocks in the snowballs and then you throw the snowballs and then hit. Yeah, that's how I do it.
That's exactly. So you don't need to rebook that one. That just happens. So you didn't get that. You chose D, right? Not B.
Yes.
D. So you could have got Samoa Mistletoe gives presents to every member of the roster, but flies into a blind rage whenever somebody doesn't give him a present back.
Okay, I like that.
You didn't get that. You could have got Samoa Mistletoe loses a tooth and puts it under their pillow the night before Christmas, which leads to a Tooth Fairy versus Santa Claus match, which Samoa Joe officiates.
I could do that one. I could totally do that one.
Well, you didn't get that one.
I'll do that one later.
Fuck you, alright? So,
I'll do that one off mic for the benefit of me and Bryce.
Exclusive bonus content. But you want to know what you did get?
Yes.
You're going to fucking love this, so...
Am I?
Yeah. I mean, let's find out. So, you got... Samoa Mistletoe hires their own group of Christmas elves who follow him around all the time. One of the elves is 8 foot tall and cannot stop eating gingerbread.
Okay.
That's it.
One is 8 foot.
Do you want that again? Do you want that again?
Yeah, I'm writing this down. So yeah, give it to me again.
So Samoa Mistletoe, don't forget to call him Samoa Mistletoe for the entire thing. He hires his own group of Christmas elves who follows them around all the time, and one of the elves is 8 foot tall and cannot stop eating gingerbread.
Okay. Yep.
Can't stop.
Can't stop.
Can't stop. Addicted to the gingerbread.
To the shindig.
Yeah.
Oh, we got this. We're the same. We're in the same wavelength. Okay, let's do it.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, fucking why not? But it's Christmas time.
Well, let me get my Christmas timer up. 2 wee seconds.
Yes, it's we're going on Christmas time this episode, so it might not be 60 seconds exactly because Christmas time is a little bit different from regular time.
It converts differently, exactly. So I mean, we'll kind of see how this goes. But all right, Dylan, you've got 60 Christmas seconds to tell me all about how Samoa Mistletoe hires their own group of Christmas elves who follow him around all the time. One of the elves is 8 foot tall and cannot stop eating gingerbread. So I'm going to count you down.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1. Book it.
So Vince McMahon talks to his good friend Vince Russo. You know what happens when those two cats get together? It's Christmas o'clock, baby, and they have the idea of having another Christmas-based wrestler. So they say, let's make Samoa Joe into Samoa Mistletoe. And Samoa Joe's like, I don't like this. And the Vinces are like, shut the fuck up. You're getting paid for this, right? We're gonna go somewhere else. I don't think so. They don't know what AEW is. So they're like, you gotta have some elves because that's what Mistletoe would do. And he's like, what? And the Vince is like, don't argue with me. So Samoa Mistletoe goes and has to get his own posse together full of elves because that's Christmas and stuff. So he gets all the regular, Super Porky and Hornswoggle on all the classics, right? But then he's like, fuck, I need a last guy. I don't know who else to get. So he goes down to the gingerbread shop where we all know all the elves are. And he sees Omos, AJ Styles' partner. And he's 8 foot tall, and he's eating gingerbread. And Samoa Mistletoe is like, "Fuck it, I'll have to get this guy. It's I've got nobody else. He's eating gingerbread. That's festive. You're in." And Omos is like, "What?" So then they're all together. So it's Samoa Mistletoe, and then all the little elves, and then one giant big elf, and they're all sat down at Christmas dinner one time. And then Samoa Mistletoe is like, you guys ready for turkey? And then he looks over at Almost, and he's eating gingerbread. And Samoa Mistletoe is like, son of a bitch, don't eat all the gingerbread before the turkey. Now you're not gonna finish your Christmas meal. And Almost is like, I'm sorry, boss. And then he looks into the camera and shrugs, and then it does a little circle fade out, And then it says Happy Holidays across the thing, and then the credits are How long was that? How long was that?
It's a fucking like.
Oh, I think I nailed it.
Oh boy, that was fucking brilliant. Yeah, love it. Love how you just like turned this booking idea into basically a sitcom.
I always end up like turning them into like my own like private. I'm gonna work on this
It
idea.
doesn't matter what situation you get, is that you're making your own anyway. Yeah,
Exactly. There we go.
That was the most festive kayfabe tombola I've ever heard.
Exactly. Well, tis the season.
Tis the season to be jolly. I need gingerbread, so
Exactly. And turkey.
So. And turkey, gingerbread and turkey. What if you put gingerbread inside the turkey? Would that?
What about a gingerbread turkey sandwich?
Oh my goodness.
Tasty. What about
gingerbread? Bread. You put turkey inside the sandwich, yeah.
What about gingerbread man, but also there's turkey inside the gingerbread man?
Gingerbread turkeys.
Gingerbread turkey man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to talk this off air. We've got
for ideas, man. You guys have just got exactly. You guys have just got loads of free ideas from us, and we're not even scratching the surface. We're keeping a lot more to ourselves.
By the time this episode goes up, those ideas are patented anyway, so you're all fucking screwed.
Yeah,
so
you guys are.
Don't steal our ideas. Yeah.
Nobody steal our gingerbread turkey man idea because that's ours.
That's it. Yeah, no one else gets to take that. It's all ours. So
yes.
That was a good Christmas tombola.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, Darren. Let's wrap this show up like we wrap our presents.
There we go. That's a pun. There we go.
Well, Kayfabers, that was our Christmas bonus booking, and once again, thanks for listening to our show. Ho ho! There's no way we could do it without you, and there's no teases for next week's episode because, well, this is Saturday, and the next episode is on Tuesday, and you know it already. So if you aren't yet, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Making Kayfabe. A festive 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to us on will go a long way for us, and it's a perfect Christmas present for us, to be honest with you guys. 5-star review. Or, of course, you can, subscribe to our Patreon page, which is live at patreon.com/Making Kayfabe. £5 or $7 for hours and hours of exclusive Making Kayfabe content, love, and Pokemon. Yep. Dylan, have you got anything to add to our wonderful listeners this Christmas?
We want to say thank you very much for listening to us and supporting us all year. It was our pleasure to deliver this extra bonus Christmas episode to you guys. And rest assured that the coming year is going to be even more packed full of crazy rebookings and awesome shenanigans just for you sexy, awesome people. So if you thought this was good, wait till you see what we have lined up for you next Christmas. It's going to be a hell of a year. And we want to say thank you very much for listening and supporting us. We love you guys. You're the best.
That's it. That's exactly it. You couldn't have said it any better myself. And folks, just one more time from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for all your support in 2021. Wherever you are, we wish you and your families peace, good health, and happy times. Have a great Christmas, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Happy Christmas!